In Consumer Corner, we take a look at trends creating a buzz online in China. On today's show, we will see Chinese internet users comment on a new trend for wealthy Chinese. More and more Chinese people are getting green cards by investing in poverty relief projects in San Francisco. Wealthy Chinese citizens prefer immigrating to foreign countries instead of staying in China. Life in other countries for them provides a higher quality of life, medical treatments, education, and so on. International Herald Leader cited data from a Chinese think tank called Communication Central Group. They show that from 1990 to last year, nearly 9.4 million Chinese people had immigrated to other countries. In 2013, Huran report shows that last year over 64% of Chinese millionaires have or plan to immigrate to other countries, and that 1/3 of Chinese billionaires have already immigrated. However, the U.S. remains the top immigration destination for Chinese rich people. China Youth Daily used U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to show that China is a major source of EB-5 visa applicants. Last year, over 75% of EB-5 visa applicants came from China. That's far more than the second largest applicant pool, which is from South Korea. EB-5 visa policies require hopeful immigrants to invest at least $1 million in the U.S. The investment should help create 10 job opportunities for U.S. citizens. 2 years later, if the investment still exists, the U.S. government can issue a permanent residency to the applicant. The policy also regulates that if the investment goes to poor or designated areas with high unemployment rates, the investment can be reduced to only $500,000 US. EB-5 visas don't require in-depth background checks on age, educational level, and English language skills. As long as applicants can prove their money is from a legitimate income source, the U.S. government will approve most of them. Applying for an EB-5 visa is quite popular among rich Chinese. From 2007 to 2013, the number of Chinese applicants saw tenfold increases every year. Recently, more people have begun discussing this trend. The World Post reports over 100 Chinese have already invested into poverty relief projects in San Francisco in order to obtain EB-5 visas. The project is located at Hunters Point and Candlestick Point. These are two of the poorest communities in the city. One project is called the San Francisco Shipyards Project. They will build 12,000 residential housing units, hundreds of acres of parks, and 3.1 million square feet in office buildings, to mention a few. The World Post also claims the project has been planned for decades. Originally, developers planned to borrow $1.7 billion US from banks. However, the 2008 financial crisis forced the project to be suspended. But now money from China has restored the project. Over the past 2 years, the project has been cooperating with the U.S. government. They have collected over $200 million US from Chinese EB-5 visa applicants. The project plans to get another $250 million investment from Chinese EB-5 visa applicants in the next year. Each year, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services provides 10,000 visas for EB-5 visa applicants. This quota has already reached its limits due to the needs for the project. Chinese internet users share their opinions on the issue on Weibo. One angrily wrote, quote,
"There are so many poor people who live in China. Why shouldn't these wealthy Chinese help them? I feel so angry these people would rather invest money in other countries than in China."
Some Weibo users support this Chinese immigration to other countries. One wrote, quote,
"I think it is okay. These people make huge efforts to become rich. They have freedom to choose their lifestyles. It doesn't matter if it benefits themselves or their children. They deserve it. We shouldn't blame them."
However, another Weibo user doesn't agree, quote,
"I agree these people have freedom to spend their money, but the point is where the money comes from. Is it through legal channels? Unfortunately, I don't believe most rich Chinese people can prove that."
A Weibo user suggested, quote,
"The Chinese government should keep developing its immigration policy. The government should forbid rich people leaving China if their money is illegal."
Finally, a Weibo user concluded, quote,
"Instead of focusing on why these rich people are leaving China, it's more urgent to find out why our country cannot make them want to stay. Unfortunately, most Chinese people only focus on them leaving. That's not the major issue."
Most EB-5 visa investment projects cannot get bank loans or are not welcomed by U.S. investors because of high risks. But for wealthy Chinese, that's not going to stop them. They are not concerned about their investments being profitable. They care more about if they can get a permanent residency status in the U.S. to enjoy a better living standard.